All right, welcome to our second video on our embroidery journals. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the planning of the journal. What do we want our sizes to be? How do we want to construct our book? Do we want it to be like a storybook, the way that Trish Burr has? Do we want to do pages individually and then finish it later, the way Amina's doing her book? I did go on to Teachables. Amina's doing an online tutorial through Teachables right now. I actually missed the sign up subscription, so I think I might actually pay I think it's $45 I might pay to have it to join the class and to see how she does her journals. Hers are all hand done, and she does them individual page by individual page, and then she puts them together at the end. This is a nice way to do it because you can just kind of decide any particular time that you want to add a page to your journal and do a page. It can be 20 pages, it can be 5 pages, it can be 3 pages, whatever you like. There's really you can decide when to stop that journal. And you can also do many different materials in that journal as well. And with Trish's journal, she has hers laid out so that it's more like a storybook. And if you look at this page, all of these files are in the Google Drive folder I sent you for Trish Burr, with the exception of the 12th part, which she hasn't released yet. So as soon as I get that, I will put it in there. So with Trish's little journal, she's actually done it so that it reads more like a storybook. So with this one, you have to plan more, and you have to make sure that you're stitching in the right order. So I think what I might do is 2 journals. I might have one more like Trish Burr's, which is more of a story, because I'm attracted to that, and I have some little embroidery pieces that I'd like to do that could go into this little book, some little needle paintings and maybe some of Trish's things. But then I want to do the other journal as well with Amina, because I'm doing a couple of classes in blackwork right now, or in goldwork right now, and I think that they would be actually really good to do the journals. One is Natalie Dupuy's goldwork couching class, and we do a bunch of sample stitches, samplers that are about 2.5 inches square. And I thought I'll be doing them on Dupioni silk, and I've got a few different colors of that. And that might be 2 or 3 pages in my book. And then I am doing the A is for apple, that might be part of it. So I might do a little goldwork journal. But I like the idea of doing that in technique in Amina's method, because I can add pages. If I don't want to do blackwork or goldwork anymore, I can change it to something else. I can change it to surface embroidery, anything I like. So I think I might do both of those. So if you want to follow along with Trish's and do Trish's little book, it's lovely. And I really, really want to do 1 or 2 of her designs. And I really like the idea of having a bit of a story, so I might see if I can find some quotes or some sayings, like Mr. Rogers something or other, or one of my favorite poems, and actually embroider the words onto each page so that the book has a bit of a flow. That's going to take a bit more organization, but that's okay. I can work on that over time. There's no rush for this project. This is a nice slow-paced project that can go over, be developed over a year or even 2, depending on how much you stitch and how much you want to put in your book. So what I've done here is I have made myself a paper template based a bit on Trish's layout, but I've made it a little larger. Her pages are quite small. Let's see if I can find a page here. She's got very good instructions on the book construction. She, I think, has sewn with hers on a sewing machine, and Amina's is all hand done. So that's another option you can do. So if you're not into using a sewing machine, Amina's are all done with a buttonhole stitch around the edges of the pages, and they look lovely the way that she's done them. So with Trish's little book, hers are about 4 3/4 inches by 5, just over 5 and a bit inches. That would be the stitching area of the book. For me, I wanted to do mine a tiny bit bigger because I I'm not sure what I want to add, but I want to make sure that I have enough room to do the embroidery and then also to do any wording or sayings around the pieces. Or if I wanted to say, do a crazy quilty page, I could do that as well. So I've made mine, that's the cover. So I have made my pages 5.5 inches by 6.5 inches. So not much bigger, just a tiny bit. And so this I find is very handy because I have my different pages. There's my cover. I've done the cover as well, so I know the dimensions of the cover. And I know the dimensions of my pages now, so that when I do my planning and start doing the layout. So my fabric that I would cut would probably be around 14 inches by 9 or 10 inches. It's a little bit larger. I like to make sure I have enough fabric so that it wraps nicely around my frame and that I have a good working surface. And then when I'm finished my embroidery on the pages, I would cut them down to size so that they would fit in this book. This is the seam allowance here in my stitching area. So my finished book would be the 5.5 by 6.5. And I think that is all I have for now. We can chat more in our next Zoom call, which will be in a week or so. And in the meantime, look through your stash, see what inspires you, look on the internet, look on the page I have posted on the Google Drive site. There's a ton of links and different things you could do. Look through your unfinished items that you haven't had finished or you're not quite sure what to do with. See if you can incorporate those into a project. Decide which journal you'd like to do, if you'd like to do more of an open-ended journal, 1 page at a time, or if you're more interested in doing the layout book like this one here. Or if you're interested in following Trish's little instructions, which you can do. I love her book, and that might be a 3rd book for me. We'll see about that. Anyway, have fun with this, and we will talk soon.